Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for March 28, 2025. We're going to do a live 2025 NFL Best Ball Draft. It's our first Best Ball Draft of the year. We did an ADP analysis last night, so figured why not do a Best Ball Draft tonight, and why not have the co-host we had on last night for that. But before we intro him, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something for the merch store. It is the same shirt as yesterday, the AMC 801 shirt. Hey, it's a great shirt. I had to wear it twice in a row. That's how great it is.
I do have to ask, are you selling it for $801 on your site?
Well, okay, so I don't dictate the price. That's all Zazzle. I have no control over it. I get 50% off what Zazzle makes, and I believe that the AMC 801 shirt is probably like $12 or $13, which isn't too bad. I don't even see. There it is. It's $12.72. 25% off. Wow, that's the most I've seen since Black Friday. 25% off these shirts. We're down to like $12 for these shirts. I think that's a great deal. 10, 13 for these mugs. I think that's pretty outstanding. These are high quality shirts, so I definitely recommend buying them. You can also change the colors and stuff like that. We'll have more in the merch store in the future. Also, you can go to Amazon, buy my books. Jerks of the College Years is the most recent one. I made fun of people when I was in college. That's basically the gist of the book. So I think you guys will like it. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. Yesterday we had a super chat from John Sanders. Before that, Alan Stafford, and then a slew. Degeneron, Can't Make an Eagle. The boss, Alan Staff. I mentioned Alan Stafford already. You guys have been at RMAC. You guys have been so great with your contributions. I can't say that enough. We get nothing from YouTube ads. It's like if we have a show with no super chat, it's like 50 cents, 60 cents or so per episode, which is pretty brutal for YouTube ads is just so bad. But you guys have been so great with your contributions, and I can't say it enough. All right, so we are joined by Butters once again. Butters, I believe you are the first co-host to appear on back-to-back nights. I think we had Tom on back-to-back shows, but that was like Thursday and Saturday. So congratulations. You're making history here. So how's it going?
Well, I'm honored. And actually now, because you had it flashed up on your screen here, your book is almost a year old.
It is.
Yeah. 24 more hours. So with the publication date. So
that's right.
It's a good time then.
Yeah, that's I didn't even notice that. That's pretty incredible. I can't believe a year has passed. I felt like yesterday I was kind of like deciding on the cover of the book. I don't know if I sent you like the finalists because I posted on here like they basically there's a site where you can actually have a competition to see who wins your book cover, and whoever does gets the fee, whatever. And so I had so many good choices that I could have picked. I really like this one, but there were several others. I was like so sad to like decline them. I almost wanted to like buy three and like do three different covers, but I was like, that's so expensive. It's kind of ridiculous. So I ended up picking one.
There was like some big update on like OpenAI or ChatGPT or whatever it was. That's like doing some sort of like newish, cartoonish sort of art, and it's like flooding Twitter, and I cannot get rid of it. It's like
the anime. Yeah, the anime stuff. I considered doing some of the anime stuff for the NFL, like Odell Beckham's catch or something, or Dwight Clark's catch. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen any of those yet, but I've seen some funny ones. The best one I saw was the one with Bill Clinton in a dress. And he's like smiling, giving a thumbs up. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, we are doing a best ball draft. We need 2 more people in this. I suspect it's going to fill kind of quickly because a few minutes ago, there were only 2 out of 12. So just going to keep refreshing the page and seeing if we're going to enter the draft still 10 out of 12. So, I mean, I don't know what else is going on. We had the NCAA tournament. There was a blowout. Actually, the second game turned into a blowout, but like the first game was an utter blowout. And I mentioned this on the show, I think on Tuesday. This was from Evan, who's our usual Tuesday co-host on the show. He mentioned that in college basketball blowouts, you bet the second half under, and did that tonight, and it worked out. It got there by like 2 points or 2.5 points. It got kind of close, but still, it ended up working out. And then in the NBA, we bet the Spurs. They covered. Unfortunately, Harrison Barnes missed the over-under by 0.5 point, but mostly positive overall, unlike last night where we had that surprise Jokic play, which is so frustrating.
This is the first year, and actually, wow, oh, there we go. Um, this, oh, you got the third pick. Okay, all right. This is the first year. I don't know if it's the first actual year, but it is the first year in a while that I just decided I'm not going to put it in the bracket. I just didn't have time. I didn't want to like last minute throw something in, like go blindly, even though I usually do better when I'm doing that. It just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So this is the first time I just kind of just watched a couple games and I haven't really been interested in it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I guess if you don't have a bracket, like you're not really interested, or if you're not betting it. I did point that out with the second half unders and blowout games. That's worked really well so far. I actually I have a bracket that is pretty live. I posted my picks on the site, and then for my second bracket, I swapped out all like the 50-50 games. I was like kind of a coin flip on. And that bracket is actually like in 8th place out of like 300 in one pool I'm in. So, and I have the highest potential for points. So we'll see. I don't know. It was only a $10 entry fee, so it's not like I stand to win a lot of money. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we are 20 seconds away from the starting. And guys, if you have any comments and questions, just leave them. I'll check them as this goes. And if you have any recommendations for whom we should draft, I'm definitely all yours, but yeah, third pick. So we have it. We're gonna get anyone we want except for two guys, obviously. So who do you think we should target at number 3 overall?
I think you might want to target Barkley if no one picks him. But then after that, I mean, because we've talked about okay, so Jamar Chase was already picked. I wonder if that one went so fast. I almost wonder if that was an auto pick.
Yeah, these are 30 seconds each, so we got to go quickly.
Oh, so, okay.
Bijan Gibbs, what do you think? Jefferson, what do you think?
I mean, Bijan had such a great year. We know that we don't really want to do Lamb. I'm fine with Bijan or Gibbs in that case, unless you want to go receiver, but kind of just depends.
Yeah, you know what? With Detroit having a new offensive coordinator, I think Bijan is the way to go, and I think Atlanta could have a really good year with Michael Penix Jr. So yeah, we'll see. So this kind of takes us out of the Tyler Algier sweepstakes. So like I always like to take Tyler Algier in like round 13, 14, 15. I hate drafting my own handcuffs. I just feel like you're just curbing your own upside. I'd rather draft other people's handcuffs. So yeah, Justin Jefferson goes 4. We'll see if Gibbs goes 5 here.
So really, it's got ADP at the moment that I've noticed.
Sorry, what?
It's gotten the full ADP that it was preset as well.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, Gibbs was 4. So it actually, Lamb was actually really high there. That's surprising.
Yeah, we talked about how we didn't like Lamb yesterday.
And Lamb was picked by a Cowboys fan. Looks like.
Reckoner 7, yeah, I suppose so. I'm on Rising Browns. I mean, look, if you want to, this is $10 entry. It's not going to kill you if you draft a bad team. But yeah, I mean, why not draft the players that you're going to root for? So kind of like, I don't really like to stack my running back and quarterback. If we went receiver, if it was like an Atlanta receiver, for example, I think about like, all right, we're going to take Michael Penix at some point, hopefully, but here, I think we're okay with that. So Malik Neighbors goes. I like that pick as well. So as pointed out yesterday, if you guys didn't listen to the show yesterday, we found that the main values in like rounds 10 to 14 were quarterbacks and tight ends. And so I think we should stray away from those unless we get like someone who's an insane value.
It seems like the consensus right now is everyone's going exactly like what they're doing last year, which they are really going after wide receivers right now. And so we might actually have a good strategy by loading up on running backs here. Because that was kind of the strategy. That was kind of what won last year was just people thought there was just a huge like floor or like a huge drop off after all these receivers. And so like right there, McConkey almost went. I think McConkey went a little bit high there as well.
201. Ashton Genty goes 202.
Yeah, that's a risk.
Genty before McCaffrey's kind of nuts. He told me that would happen last year. Like, what in the world happened to him? I'm glad Drake London went because we have Bijan. So Buck, here we're up in one pick here. I want to pass on the quarterbacks here, even though Josh Allen is a little appealing. What are you thinking here? We have Josh Allen goes anyway. We have AJ Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill, T Higgins. What do you think?
Do you want to go for a receiver, or would you even want to like? I see that Jonathan Taylor is sitting there. Do you think we would be able to? Do you think we would be able to get Josh Jacobs if it comes back around?
I think so. Yeah. So
Okay, so then maybe we want like a receiver. I think AJ Brown's probably fine there.
Yeah, we could take AJ Brown. I think he's perfectly fine. These other receivers Tyreek Hill, not crazy about him. Lamar Jackson just went. Let me go back here. Jonathan Taylor just went. So hopefully Jacobs is going to come back to us. I really like him at 303. Tyreek Hill goes. Again, like he's just he's an older player. That offensive line's not good. I really worry about Tyreek Hill. I think that people are kind of like, this is kind of like price memory. Tyreek Hill's like, oh, Tyreek Hill 3rd round. That seems like good value. But like in reality, he's just not the same as he was before. And there's James Cook. So we have Josh Jacobs. Let's take a look at what we can take. There's also Higgins, Jaden Daniels, Jackson Smith-Jigba, Kyron Williams, McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Brees Hall. I think far and away Josh Jacobs is the best option.
Yeah, I totally agree there.
Okay. Glad we're in agreement. Cassandra says seemed early for Brian Robinson. I for a quick second I'd be like, wait, did we take the right Robinson? that would be disaster if we did that. So we got Josh Jacobs here. All right, so decent start, I think. Robinson, Brown, Jacobs. Of course, we don't know the bye weeks yet, so I would automatically think that okay, let's not have the same bye weeks. But you just, I don't know. It's really by position because you really don't want a week where you get nothing from a position because then you fall really behind.
And I'm still not as super high on AJ Brown just because it almost seems like who's the focal point? If it's going to be AJ Brown the focal point, then you probably want to pick up Hurts then as well. Because then you've got a stack there as well.
Yeah, I think like stacking is really important. At the same time though, like Hurts can get there without Brown, because he can push it in so often. That
unless they get rid of the tush push, then then it's like, what are they gonna do?
Right. Then Barkley looks a lot better.
Right.
I guarantee. I totally agree with that. I like how this is going. What do you think about Trey McBride at 205? I thought that was a little early there. I get Bowers at 204, but also McBride, who doesn't really score touchdowns.
McBride was way too early. We already identified a lot of value tight ends that can have the same, almost the same ceiling. So we identified Tucker Kraft way late, and you could arguably say that Tucker Kraft could surpass McBride.
Yeah, I like Kraft. Our plan to get Hurts at 410 was foiled there by HH Mike. Not that I was dying to get Hurts,
right.
Given that we like the quarterback slate. But if Hurts did fall back to 410, I think I would consider it because we do have Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have the last guy, MN2323 goes four receivers in a row.
He's going after all the wide receivers.
Yeah, no, that's what happened last year. It was that was it 3 or 4 guys in a draft would always take quad receivers to start, and I don't know. I did that sometimes too, just because people are doing it. I'm like, is this the right strategy? And it just always felt off, Mm-hmm. I always like to have at least one running back in there. If you start 3 receivers and a running back, I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Achane right there looks good. Looks like a good pick right there. The St. Brown and Achane, that looks actually pretty good. Who knows what's going to happen with Garrett Wilson? Marvin Harrison Jr. there. I'm not a big fan of him because he really hasn't produced, but maybe that was maybe a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, I agree. So we're up in one pick. I mean, looks like the top Xavier Worthy is there. Zay Flowers, who just went. It was Zay Flowers. So we have Worthy. We can take Kittle, Kamara, Rashi Rice, Metcalf. What are you thinking here?
We might need a wide receiver. We really don't know what's going on with Pittsburgh, but I mean Metcalf could be your focal point. So I mean, or actually Sutton might actually be not a bad pick, but we might be able to come back around with him too.
Stick all right. Well, we got Xavier Worthy. It was a second late there.
I think Worthy might be fine depending on if he doesn't get arrested or if he doesn't go to jail. But
it's kind of funny that you like are worried about that from fantasy player. You know, Tyrell McMillan just went. I like Sutton here. He's the sixth quote unquote best player available. I think you were onto something there with Sutton. Although I think Bo Nix is going too early, so I don't know if we're going to be able to handcuff him. But what do you think here? Do you think Sutton?
Yeah, I like Sutton there. You can maybe get Kenneth Walker, like if you want to load up on another running back. But we already got two premium running backs as well.
Right,
so
right.
I think getting a wide receiver one on your roster is probably something good in this case.
Yeah. No, I like Sutton there a lot. You know, we have this starts three receivers, so it's important to have
Metcalf. We've even seen Metcalf. Like, I mean, he's freakishly good, but we've seen him just have some slump times too. So maybe he's not in the right offense. I mean, he could be playing against Pickens. Pickens always open, so
yeah. And we don't really know who's going to be throwing him the ball. Like, we think it's going to be Rodgers, maybe, but it could be Mason Rudolph. You know, it just could be pretty rough for him. Although it's not like he's had elite quarterbacks throwing the ball at him.
I am repping it. I am repping an NDSU shirt, so maybe they want to go way deep and go after Cam Miller.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, they can do that. I mean, I don't know. It's some people would say Geno Smith is really good. I disagree with that. As John Sanders says, it's the stat geeks who really like Geno Smith because he's so good in like the metrics and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. It feels like most of his great performances come in garbage time when like the game is over. You know, it's never been good.
I'm having a little bit of buyer's remorse now that we're looking at it. Like, I know we picked Worthy, but maybe we could have picked Joe Burrow there just because, like, if they both signed, I guess you can see this two ways. I mean, they re-signed both Chase and Higgins, but are they going to have, like, since they both got paid, are they both going to kind of relax a little bit? You know, just got kind of like that theory that once they get paid, are they actually going to show up and actually have a good year? But then Burrow kind of had almost like an MVP year as well, but it got kind of cut short and whatnot. So who knows?
Well, he also has Lamar Jackson, and so I don't really understand that strategy. You know, his top receiver is Tyrell McMillan. I don't like Team 2's draft, and Team 12 went Quint receivers with Odunze. Like, I know three receivers in the flex, but like, how often is Odunze going to outscore Thomas, McConkey, McLaurin, and Williams? Seems a little insane, I think, to do something like that.
I think team number 10 going for a bunch of running backs right now might actually be a little bit of a stretch, but maybe
he just took Cooper Kupp too, so I don't like that.
Yeah.
And to go back to Joe Burrow, the team that took Burrow doesn't have Higgins or Chase,
right?
So that's a little strange, you know. Like, if he drafted Chase number 1 and took Burrow, I think that would look a little bit better. But
I mean, we can maybe get Mahomes.
I don't want to take Mahomes. I don't know. He just hasn't done anything in fantasy.
Oh, Juwan Jennings. I'd probably get Juwan Jennings there.
Yeah, he stands out. Hopefully he makes it to us. We have 2 picks left. If it's not Jennings, who are you thinking here? I mean, there's Shakir, there's Pickens. Who just went? Henderson just went. So we are up next after this next pick.
Oh, let's see. I mean, you could, I guess, pick Kelsey, but I mean, he might be a corpse. But okay, Jennings is available, so I'd probably play Jennings, pick Jennings there. I mean, unless you, is there any tight end that's other than Kelsey? Go down the board, maybe just a little bit.
There's your tight ends.
Yeah, that kind of
I
drop
felt like
off.
I think that what we talked about yesterday, just we can get tight ends later.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
agree.
like too worried
What about
about it.
wide receiver there? What's available at wide receiver?
So Judy, because we're going to be up soon at 4 picks anyway.
Yeah,
So
I'd stick with Jennings there.
Yeah, so we're going to get Jennings. So we have Judy, Shakir, Pickens, Pearsall. I don't want Pearsall because we have Jennings already. Although, I mean, if we try to get like Brock Purdy, we can get Pearsall and then Brock Purdy. I think maybe that's
the only one we wouldn't have is George Kittle.
Right. Jacoby Myers, Ridley. We talked about Ridley yesterday. I think.
Yeah, I kind of like Ridley. I mean, Cassandra actually was saying too about more the connections with Boyle going to Tennessee. I mean, that could give you even a little bit more edge for Rodgers to go to Tennessee. But I mean, you also worry about that offensive line.
They made two good signings on the offensive line in Tennessee, so I'm more bullish on them, at least in their offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know
quarterbacks right now.
We have Goff, Nix, Murray, Williams, Purdy. Nothing exciting. I don't think.
Do you think? Well, let's see. Nix is 34. So I mean, you could maybe play Goff, but I mean, you're not really going to have any pieces with it.
So we're up at we're on the clock right now. I highlighted Pearsall. What'd you say?
I don't know if I would go Pearsall there. I mean, you could go Jared Goff because I don't know.
I don't want to go Goff. We only had 2 seconds. We're taking Pearsall.
Okay,
this goes by so quickly. Yeah, look, hopefully we get. Look, I don't. It doesn't really matter. I'm just like, hopefully we get Brock Purdy on the way back. I'm not going to be dying if we don't get Brock Purdy.
Right.
Like, it's not like that big of a deal, but it is some nice correlation. Bo Nix has not gone yet either, so we have Sutton to match with him.
Oh, I forgot about Bo Nix. Yeah, I thought you would have gotten picked by then, but yeah, no, I think we could probably get Bo Nix there, and then we could probably get Bo Nix, and we could probably get Brock Purdy, unless you really want to go down and wait for like JJ McCarthy.
Well, I mean, we need 3 quarterbacks, so we're going to be trying to target both. So we have 5 receivers, which I think is a good number right now. 2 running backs is fine. I wouldn't mind a 3rd running back, but yeah, I mean, I always like to have like the 3 running backs and like 5 or so receivers before you get to the late round. So
who picked Kittle there? Let's see. Kittle where it was. Let's see.
Who picked Kittle?
Right there. Okay, so Kittle's right in the middle.
Right there, yeah.
Okay.
Jalen Warren one, I liked him.
He's got nothing really to stack with it. It doesn't look like he's really even going for a stack at all.
No, he can't get Goff. He can get Fields. He can get Murray still. He can get Carr. He can get whoever his Cleveland's quarterback is. Yeah. Oh, you can still stack. Bo Nix just went, so there goes our dream of getting Bo Nix. I don't really care about that. So this team that has no run, he's going for the 0 running back strategy, or I guess like solo running back strategy with Montgomery there. Yeah, Travis Hunter just went, so that's interesting. I want to. It says we're in auto draft. I don't know. No, we're not in auto draft. Hawkinson's coming around. I think he's interesting there.
Yeah.
I want to add him to the queue. I want to add Ridley to the queue.
I agree.
Anyone else? Purdy. Let's put Purdy there.
Yep.
And I don't know who else.
Is Njoku going to be kind of the focal point with the Browns? I mean, I guess they are playing. I guess is it still going to be Deshaun Watson?
No, Watson's out for the year or most of the year with that.
Oh, he's still out for the whole year. Okay.
Yeah, he's torn Achilles, so he's not going to play for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. So it's like we don't. It's probably going to be Kenny Pickett unless they take a quarterback at 2, which Schefter just said. Oh, really? Just went. Schefter just said that he expects Abdul Carter to be the number 2 pick, which is interesting. I don't know. So like if they don't take a quarterback at 2, maybe they take a quarterback the second round, and then it's like they still might start Kenny Pickett, and which I guess is good for the long term because that means they're going to be in position to take Arch Manning or Nussmeier in the 2026. But if I'm Arch Manning, I'm not declaring if the Browns have the number 1 pick. So and it probably means they're going Nussmeier unless someone else emerges. All right. Oh, Hawkinson just went too.
I was just going to suggest, do we do Purdy here? And I think we do.
Yeah, I think so. At least we get one quarterback, and then we kind of have to think about what we're going to do after that. So we have Brian Robinson, Caleb Johnson. You mentioned Stevenson. There's Pacheco. I think Pacheco is a kind of a steal here. I know that he's coming off a down year, but I think that makes him appealing to me. He was going way earlier than this.
I actually don't mind Brian Robinson Jr. a little bit, even though the fact that like you got Jalen Daniels running around. But I mean, feels like you got, I don't know, it's a tough call with that.
Let's put in Joker here. We have 5 receivers. I don't think we need any of these. Josh Downs is okay. Pittman's okay. I'll put Downs here, but
do you think anyone would reach for Tucker Kraft?
His ADP is 125. We could probably get him on the way back. Okay. I don't want to take him yet. So
I think we target him on the way back for sure because I feel like he might be a candidate for someone to reach.
Okay. All right. So Pittman just went. So we are up. We have Pacheco, Stevenson, Robinson, and Njoku Downs in the queue. Who are you leaning toward there?
If you're feeling pretty good about Pacheco, I could definitely see it. We only really need 1 tight end. We already know kind of what we want to do with tight ends, so I don't think we want to risk it. Yeah, I'm fine with Pacheco.
Okay, let's go Pacheco. I think he's going to bounce back. I mean, he came back last year and he was hurt, but like he's going to bounce back. Like we've seen him play very well before. I don't see why that would happen again. Jordan Love just goes.
We just had Love picked right afterwards, so I'm worried that Tucker Kraft is going to get scooped up because, I mean, I guess that is the time that someone could start stacking Packers there.
Yeah, the guy who took Love also has Jaden Reed.
Oh, so yeah. Well, yeah, we also didn't want Jordan Love if we have Josh Jacobs because, I mean, it's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the downfall there with Kraft, I suppose.
I think you can pair tight ends and running backs though, because typically, like if they typically have both of the same, like if both of the same game, they won't have like both the same, probably both the same game, like results, but they usually have the best matchups, like if both in the same.
You know, I think it depends on where you go, like where you go with these guys. Like, for example, if you take, I want to find a good example here. Like if you took Xavier Worthy and then you went if you took that's not a good example. If you took let's just say all right, if you took Gibbs and then you took Laporta, I think that's not good because it's like in the first 6 rounds you took a running back and tight end. But in like round 3, round 10, like round 10 is kind of like, you know, and plus we're gonna have two other tight ends as well. So like if you wait till like the mid rounds, then I don't think it matters nearly as much. Stevenson just went, by the way. It's one of our guys as well. Robinson went too. So how many people do we have left in the queue? We have only Njoku left. Let's put in Kraft as well. There's still some tight ends too. I don't think we need to take Kraft necessarily because this guy has 2 tight ends already. This guy's Kelsey, so I don't think they're going to take Kraft. So I think we can take Kraft in round 11 instead of round 10.
We have a comment here about not wanting to burn a middle pick on Kraft, but I mean you got to think of people are going to look at last year and they're going to value them higher and they're going to think, oh, he's a steal in the low draft, or maybe we can maybe his ADP will start kind of coming up and everything because people are going to again think about what happened last year. But he could be really your wide receiver 1 on that team. He really could be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like Kraft as well. He does bring up Kincaid too. So
Mhm.
we could technically draft both, I suppose. Like I said, I want to have three tight ends on the team, and it's like highest player wins. Plus there's flex. Your tight end could also like always be in your flex too. Um,
Great.
so I like you really want three tight ends and three quarterbacks. I mentioned this yesterday. Because like say during the season you have a tight end on a bye and one tight end's injured. If you have only two tight ends, like you get a zero there at the position, and that just kills you. So you need to have three, at least three at every position. And Joker just goes, which is okay. So we're up in 3 picks. So figure that we should probably add some more guys to our queue. I think we could look at quarterbacks. I think we talked about Drake May yesterday. And McCarthy is there. We talked about him. Stroud might bounce back. I want to put him in the queue. We have tight ends here. Goddard might be traded. I just don't know where. There's Kincaid and Kraft. But I'm not opposed to going double tight end here because we don't have a tight end,
Yeah.
and we need production on the position. So do you want to? I mean, might as well take Kraft and then maybe Kincaid on the way back. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, all right, let's go Kraft.
I feel like more people would be willing to. I feel like more would be willing to pick up Kraft than they would Kincaid. So it's like almost like they're flipped. So it's like, oh, people are going to say, oh, Kraft is there, so maybe I can get Kincaid like a couple rounds later, and then we can just kind of like snipe him a little bit early, just
Right.
because we've already got kind of a plan going on.
Yeah. Super thoughts. You guys play Dynasty. I used to have I used to be in the Dynasty League, and they. It's a stupid story.
Oh my gosh, this team, Dak Prescott, Burrow, and what was the other quarterback that he picked?
Lamar Jackson.
Oh my gosh, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, I don't.
Kyle Pitts.
All right, let's go.
Oh
Let's go
gosh,
Kincaid as we discussed.
Burned 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean that's his third tight end already. That's a little too early.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty wild. Now, okay. Story about the Dynasty League. We took over this league. My friend and I had a partner in this league because the draft is always on like a Saturday in August, and I couldn't do it because of the preseason. Like I have to cover the preseason games. So he would always like be my proxy in the draft, and like we would always be like in sync with each other. Like we know, like he would know who I'd like. He'd print out my rankings, so he would just draft. And so we took over this team that was like dreadful. Like it had nothing. And 3 years later, like we built this team into a juggernaut. We're like, okay, we're like stacked. We had like Calvin Johnson. We had I think we had Peyton Manning, or like we had all these like really good players. And so we like the deadline to submit our keepers was like some date, and so we emailed them in time, and like and so what happened was, or sorry, we thought we emailed them in time. What happened was it got sent to the wrong email address, and so the commissioner of the league, he dropped all of our keeper players, and we're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I didn't get your email. I'm like, and so apparently, like we found out it was sent to the wrong email address, and so we showed him. We're like, oh, we just sent it to the wrong email address. Can you let us keep our guys? And he's like, no. Like we just dropped all of our it was a keeper auction league. So like we dropped all our cheap guys who were good, and like we're gonna have to start over again. I'm like, F this, like come on, man. Like we even showed him the email, like forwarded to him. Like it was sent just to the wrong email, but like on time, So we were like, all right, we're out, and ever since then I haven't done Dynasty or Keeper.
It's like, I've tried a couple of them, like with like in an auction league that you said before, but then like if you keep them, it was, so let's say that you got someone for, I think it was like 30. Let's say it was like $100. Was it 100 or 200? Let's say it was 200. Let's say it was $100, and you picked up a player for $30 in an auction league. Yeah. So to keep them, I think you had to add like it's like 10 or 20% or something to it each year, and you can do a max of 2 years to keep them for Dynasty. So like, sure, you can keep them, but you have to spend a little bit more, like your tax to keep them, sort of thing. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
So I just checked the a message. So I'm the guy. He says I take both my tight ends. It's actually me though. So this I'm the Kai is right here. He's drafting.
Oh, gee.
That's funny. Sorry, dude. Oh, actually, we told you what we're gonna do, so it's not like we sniped you. We were like, yeah, we're gonna take Kraft and Kincaid, like we told you that before. So that's pretty funny. Maybe he's watching on delay or something. That's hilarious. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool that we had someone else in this draft. So Goddard's what we're talking about him. Oh, Drake May. I was hoping Drake May would come back to us. All right, so we need to I think we need to focus on getting a second quarterback, maybe two quarterbacks here, and gets like sleeper guys later. So
I'm honestly shocked that CJ Stroud is actually that low. But
yeah, right. All right, so quarterbacks look at Stroud for sure. Oh, he's gone now. I was wondering if I'm the guy took him. McCarthy, I like. I'm the guy taking. Cam Ward, I think is really interesting because he's going to have that rushing upside. I know he's a rookie, it's an unknown, but he's going to be able to run a lot. And if he goes to Tennessee, he's going to have an offensive line that's not too bad. McCarthy. I'm the guy who took McCarthy. It's so funny. We're sniping each other.
I think he did that on purpose, on spite of us.
Yeah, of course. It's well deserved.
I'd be okay actually with getting Sam Darnold here in this point over Cam Ward, because Cam Ward might be drafted, might be a second string. We don't know. I'd rather pick an actual starter in this point than an actual.
I swear I clicked Darnold.
Oh my gosh. It gave me Cam Ward. Maybe we'll get Sam Darnold coming back.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, look, I think you need three quarterbacks. I've said this before. So yeah, we could take Darnold. And then I think we can worry about like our high upside sleeper guys. So yeah, I guess it'll work out. That's so weird. I clicked Darnold. It went to Ward. I don't think we were out of time. It said like 3 seconds left. So I doubt this guy takes Darnold. That would be his fourth quarterback, which would be insane. All right, Keon Coleman goes. All right, let's just take Darnold. We're done with our quarterbacks. We have 3.
I don't even know if you can consider Cam Ward as your third just yet. Like, is he actually going to go to a team that he's going to be the starter?
Yeah, I think he will. The number one pick in the draft is going to play, unless he's like awful in training camp. I'd be shocked if he's going to start. I have JJ. Yeah, no, look, it's fine. I thought it's just funny. Just like, I don't know.
Oh, and he actually has him paired. He actually has him stacked with JJ and JJ. So yeah.
Hawkinson too.
And Hawkinson, yeah. Okay, yeah. I see it. Yep.
I like your team, I'm the Kai. So you went Jefferson, despite Allen going 209. Like I said, I'd rather go quarterback later, but I mean, Allen's really good value there.
Yeah.
Higgins, Flowers, Reed, Shakir, your receivers. Running backs though, Walker, Swift, Garendo. So he's going like basically almost hero running back with Walker. I don't know if that qualifies, but I assume he's going to take a bunch of running backs later. Like Garendo, we talked about him yesterday. I like him a lot there. It's just great value in the 13th round. And like if McCaffrey gets hurt, he's going to have like a third round caliber player in round 13. So that's pretty good. His other quarterbacks. The only thing I would not have done is Love in the round 9, because I mean you already have Josh Allen. Like how often is Love going to outscore Josh Allen? I think that McCarthy should probably be your second quarterback, and then you take a quarterback in like round 15 or something, or round 14. That's like the only thing I would have done differently. But otherwise, I like your team a lot. I'm the guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are now in round 14, so this means we're looking at high upside guys. Although Sober Thought says, in Dynasty, would you take the 301 for Pollard? I was in rebuild, but I traded away all my 2025 picks except for 301. 301 for Pollard. I
Uh,
mean, how many teams are there? Is there 12? Um, I don't know. I mean, Pollard's no. I know. I think I'd rather 301. As Pollard's getting up there in age, like Spears is going to steal touches again. Like I don't know. I think Pollard's best days are behind him. I'd rather have 301.
I
It's
agree with
close though.
you.
It's close though. It's close.
I do remember picking up Pollard way early, like
Mhm.
when I was first getting into actual like fantasy football and everything. And um, I actually just out of spite, like I just needed someone to play, so I actually played him. And then the injury happened, and then he just went off. I was like, okay,
I like how that
thanks,
works
one this
out.
week.
So I'm adding the high upside running back guys. Even though we have Brian Bijan Robinson, we have Algier, Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, Justice Hill, like guys who could take over and be good. Maybe Elijah Mitchell here. Although we have Pacheco, I don't think I like that as much. Um, let's look at receivers. There's Dobbs. I don't
Dobbs,
think
I would put in there. Wicks, I
here.
would put in there.
Who?
Wicks,
The
I would
Wicks.
put
Oh,
in there
Wicks. Okay.
too.
Okay.
Yep. I like Alex Pierce there as well. Yep.
Yeah. Douglas. I'm not. Maybe in a couple of rounds. Um, Yeah, you scavenge. I mean, that's later. All right, so we have a handful of guys. We also need a third tight end at some point. Not Hunter Henry, maybe not yet, not nearly yet, but we'll figure that out. So we are up next. I would see what I am the Kai goes. Takes Kareem Hunt. So yeah, I didn't want Hunt because we have Checo, but otherwise Hunt would have been fine. All right, so what are you thinking here with round 14, 20 seconds?
Well, we already have Bijan, so I know you don't really want to pick up Algier. Braylon Allen, they seem like they want to do something. I think we need either wide receiver. I don't mind Romeo Dobbs here. I would say either between Romeo Dobbs and Alec Pierce.
Okay, I took Dobbs because we're running out of time. Yeah, and I think we need a running back the way back. We only have 3 running backs. We have 6 receivers already, so we can hold off until a little bit later to get a receiver. I said before I like the Ellie approach, 3-7-7-3, with like 3 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 7 receivers, 3 tight ends. So Richardson just won. He's interesting. If we didn't have 3 quarterbacks, I would have considered him too, just because of the upside. But I also like Daniel Jones too, for that same reason. Trade away the 301. Yeah. I think I'd rather have the 301 than Pollard. What we were saying before. So to touch on Algier with Bijan, this is the 15th round. You know, I think it's fine here, and also there have been games where both Bijan and Algier went off. You know, they could both score multiple touchdowns in a game. We've seen that before, so I think it's fine. I think Algier is someone I really want in round 15. Hopefully, Nick, the head word, is not in the chat either. Or maybe he's going to take his 4th quarter. All right, so he took Isaiah Bond. My favorite, my pick here is Algier. Do you like anyone else?
I would say it's Algier or Justice Hill.
Well, Hill's ADP is 199, so maybe we can get him on the way back.
Yeah. Okay, I agree there because I definitely agree with Algier over Corum.
Yeah, maybe Corum comes back too. I don't think Algier would make it back to us. I think his.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, I am the guy gets his tight end in Cole Kmet. Yeah, it's a good pick. I like your team, I'm the guy. Okay. So yeah, thanks. That love zone is tough. Don't like much there. Okay, well let's see who else was there in round 9. So he could went McMillan. Let's focus on running backs. Here I had a bunch of receivers. Stevenson's someone we talked about. Like he's kind of disappointing last year, but that team sucked. But if they draft a tackle at number 4, suddenly that looks better. And plus it's Mike Vrabel. You know he's going to want to run the ball. Brian Robinson's not bad. And it's nothing's like amazing. Nothing like stands out here. So I kind of agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, such as they give you so little time to make the picks. Well, there are actually 2 options. You can choose the 30 seconds per pick mode, which actually is like 25 seconds. There's also like an 8 hour. and like you don't have much time to make the picks, it obviously will last like a week or so. But yeah, you could do that. But this is just made so they could like speed through, and you could do another draft after this. That's like I've done like, especially in the playoffs, because they're only like 4 or 6 teams per league instead of 12. Those go by so quickly. Those go by in like 45 or 50 minutes. And then I just go like next draft, next draft, next draft, next draft. Like I've done like 5 or 6 drafts in a row during the playoffs. Here, I've actually done like 2 or 3 drafts in a row in regular. Maybe sometimes more. But usually, like I said before, I like to draft late because sometimes people fall asleep and they go in auto draft, and your team's going to be a little bit better than it normally would be. Plus, you're going to have a dead team in your league, which is nice.
How many tight ends do we have right now? Is it 2 or 3?
We have 2. So we have 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 6 receivers, 2 tight ends. So I think we should.
You might want to put in who is our sleeper? Kansas City.
Noah Gray.
Yeah.
His ADP has to be much higher than that. Let's see. It's 276. Like I think we can get him like much later. Yeah.
I'm not concerned with Musgraves. I know they tried to get him back on the field, but he just didn't look like he was ready. But I mean, he may have just already been overstepped.
Right. Justice Hill went. That's kind of surprised. So did Blake Corum. So kind of a lesson for later, I think. But I don't know. There still could be some running backs worth taking. As we see some quarterbacks go, we like to see that because we already had 3 quarterbacks. So we're going to be up now. Tillman, someone who we have in our queue who went. Braylon Allen's still there. Hopefully, I'm the guy doesn't take him. I'm the guy took Wicks though. That was a good pick. So running, we need a running back. We have 4. We need a 5th. So Braylon Allen's the only running back we have left.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take him. And then we have to figure out what we're going to do with our next pick. Hunter Henry's still there.
I would do Hunter Henry for sure over Noah Gray because you're going to get a starter. And Hunter Henry he seems to be kind of, maybe Drake May still kind of plays as more as a rookie because of that offensive line. So maybe he's going to be kind of your security blanket in some ways.
Mm-hmm. I also don't mind Ollie Gordon here. I think he's going to be a 2nd or 3rd round pick. It seems like I mentioned him yesterday. It just seems like it's going too late. But I think Henry is the best player here, so I'm just going to take Henry. All right, so we got our 3rd tight end. So we need to fulfill the Ellie thing. We need 2 running backs and a receiver, but it's not like set in stone. Sometimes it's like 3, 6, 8, 3. I do, but at the very minimum, 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, and 7 receivers. That's where I like to go. Sanchez 25 seconds or 8 hours. There's just some extreme options. I know it's kind of absurd. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense, like either want to do it super quickly or if you don't have any time, like, and you want to do it at a very slow pace. I get it. It would be nice to get like a minute, like instead of like 25 seconds. But what are you gonna do? You get used to it though.
I honestly thought it was a minute. I honestly thought it was a minute when after the draft, on the regular draft, but maybe it was just going so fast that maybe it was just. I didn't realize it's like 30 seconds with 30 seconds. So,
I don't know. I mean, it was. I don't remember anything with that. Like it was when I first did this. Mm-hmm. I thought it'd be like a minute or 1:30 because like when you do. Were you talking about like the regular fantasy football? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was talking about for best ball.
Okay, no, yeah, for like on at least on ESPN. It's like 1:30 per pick. I guess you can change it, but I think.
You know what I'm thinking about for a minute is the when we were doing mock drafts for sleepers.
Oh, right.
That's what it was.
That's what. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. No, here, like when I first did this, I was so I came into this with like my cheat sheet printed out. Well, not printed out. It's on like a notepad file. And like this was so fast that I couldn't keep up with like the leading names. And so I just gave up on that. But it was first, like at first it was so overwhelming I was like, man, I missed a pick. I couldn't figure out like how to put players in the queue. It is easy now, but like you have the stars. But the first time I did it, it was just so overwhelming. But you got so used to it though that like now it does come naturally. Although like if you have like some internet lag, it kind of like that kind of screws you up. But I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It's fun. It's fun. This is very addicting. It's like once you do one, you want to do like 5 more.
I mean, if you want to do one more, I'd probably be up for one more here tonight. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The only problem is it might take longer to fill now that's close to the midnight. So, but we could at least try to see if we're close to filling it. And if it's like 20 minutes and it's not closer to filling, then we should probably just give up on it. But I could do one more as well.
Well, we do have a guest. Maybe he'll take along here too. So
that's true. I'm the Kai. If you want to do another one. All right. So Damari Douglas is still here. Let's look at the running backs. We have Estime, McLaughlin, Dillon, Lloyd. Nothing exciting. I like Shipley. We can get him later, maybe. Yeah, nothing really stands out. So I think we should just take our Damari Douglas guy unless there's another receiver. Cooper Kupp's kind of interesting. Watson, but he's not going to play for a while.
We talked about MBS maybe a little bit. I wasn't very high on him. I'm taking
him MBS. There's just so much more upside with MBS.
Yeah,
and we have Darnold. So there we go.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I like Douglas is just like he's going to get you 10 to 12 every week, and like in regular DFS, that's fine because he's always like $4,500. But here, like you need like Douglas is like almost certainly not going to outscore Brown and Worthy and Sutton on like regular week, right? But like MVS could, just because we've seen those insane games from him,
That is a good point. That is a very good point.
All right, so I want one more running back at least. We only have 5. I think we need to dig into what we have here. All right, and does anyone stand out to you? I mentioned Shipley before, but anyone else? We are up on the clock. We have 23 seconds.
I mean, I'm okay with Shipley, maybe Zach Moss. I'll go with your gut.
Moss is interesting. I'll take Moss because like Chase Brown goes down. Moss is just gonna. He's like one of those guys. Like I'm not a big Moss guy, but Brown goes down. Moss is suddenly like if Chase Brown went down with torn ACL tomorrow, Zach Moss is going where? 6th round, 7th round, 8th round. It's okay. Like he's going to be an RB2/3 if there's an injury.
Oh, Lloyd would have been a good pick there too. That's a good call.
Well, we had Jacobs already. I'm not like.
Oh, that's true. We don't want to pick our handcuffs. The only handcuff that we did was Algier there.
Yeah, Sandra says run it back. We'll run it back if we can. Like it is harder to fill a room like as you get closer to midnight and past midnight. But I'm down for it. I love doing these things. And we could try a different strategy too. Like we can, and we went 2 running backs early. I don't know. I don't want to like force anything, but we can see. I like the Adonai Mitchell pick. If we need a receiver, I think that was worth taking as well. I do like the MVS. I like. He has like he's good for like 3 insane games every year, and then he does nothing. But that's perfect for best ball.
Oh, Jake Bobo. Is he still with Seattle?
I think so. I have no idea. Bobo, he is. Why? I mean,
we have Darnold.
Yeah, it's true. Noah Gray just went, by the way. For future reference, if we didn't have 3 tight ends, we could have taken him in 1903. Mm-hmm. How many tight ends does this last team have? Is 4 tight ends?
Well, actually, you know what? We might want to take a quarterback here because we don't know. You think that Cam Ward's going to start, but maybe he could. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe he could have kind of the same thing what happened with JJ McCarthy, where he got hurt preseason. So then we're stuck with 2. We're stuck with 2 quarterbacks. We could do a backup quarterback, like Jameis Winston could be an option. I don't know if Joe Flacco would have it, but I mean, Jameis Winston was probably your highest ceiling there.
He does have a high ceiling. I don't expect Wilson to start all year. then again, I didn't expect Wilson to keep the job after he came in for Fields, but he did.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy.
Yeah, I think the only issue there is that the Giants could draft Shador Sanders despite signing Wilson.
True.
So I quote tweeted someone today. Will Shipley just went, by the way. I quote someone like tweeted out like, now that Russell Wilson expects to be the starter, the Giants are out of the Shador Sanders running. I'm like, what? Signed for 1 year. This guy sucks. Like why would they be out of the Shador Sanders running? It doesn't make any sense. Just because Russell Wilson's there. And I tweeted out as well, I would take Tanner McKee over Russell Wilson, which is a bit like half troll, half true. Actually, it's all true. Oh no, Winston went.
I guess we have to do Jake Bobo.
All right, I'm down for Jake Bobo. Let's go Jake Bobo. I thought it'd be funny if I'm the guy took him.
Literally, no one is going to be picking Jake Bobo. Literally, no one.
No, I thought I'm the guy who would take him as a troll, as payback. Keaton Mitchell, he takes, which is interesting. That's an interesting pick. I like Keaton Mitchell. Herbert too. I like these guys at the end. I don't like Kendry Miller as a player, but Herbert and Mitchell at the end I think are pretty good. All right, so I don't really care who's the Mr. Irrelevant. We can leave, and then let's enter a new one. And hopefully this is almost full, so we don't have to wait too long. All right, $10 again. See, it's fast 30 seconds per pick, slow 8 hours per pick. Like this should be like a medium, 2 minutes per pick. That would be better. Let's see. All right, we're 1 out of 12. Unfortunately, we just missed out. All right, so hopefully this fills. We'll stay on here for like 20 seconds. All right, not 20 minutes. And see if it's like at 3 out of 12 in 20 minutes. I feel like we should probably be like abandoned ship, but we'll see. We'll refresh it in a minute. John Sanders just got here. Who's the next Puka Nacua? It's the question. It's a question that John Sanders asked all last season. And I think I settled on Jordan Whittington, who had a couple of good games, but ultimately he didn't get to play much because Nacua and Cooper Kupp got a return from injury.
I just thought of a shirt design for you.
Okay,
you could do the 30 seconds, or you could do the 2 buttons. It could be the 30 seconds, or it could be the 8 hours, and the guy going like this, not sure what to do.
That's very good. Yeah, seriously. My pick for this was Pearsall, wasn't it? I think it was Ricky Pearsall. Although no, that didn't qualify because he was not a mid-round or late-round guy. I did love Pearsall. Pearsall was my number one sleeper last year until he got shot. Which is like you never expect that to happen,
But if you have Robinson Jr., I mean, he came back.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't take a bullet.
It's funny they come back quickly from the gunshots. It's just I wouldn't suspect. Mike says when the day comes that I have to draft a guy named Bobo, I will give up fantasy. I used to write about this guy Bobo. He was in my fantasy league. This is back like 20 years ago, I think. Maybe like 15 years ago. He was like the worst fantasy drafter of all time. Like he would draft like 3 quarterbacks in the first 7 rounds or something like that. Or like he would not draft a running back until like round 14 one year because he forgot. Like he was the worst fantasy player of all time. Like it would be like a miracle whenever he won. His records would always be like 2-11, 1-12, like 3-11, and he just kept playing. Like credit to him, he just kept on trying, and it was just like the worst drafts. I used to write them up, his drafts, a long time ago. He was nice. I kind of felt bad about it because he was a nice guy, but he was just awful at fantasy. He's like completely terrible. Let's refresh to see where we are. Hopefully, I'm the Kai joined up too. So yeah, see, it says 1 out of 12. So we may not be able to do another draft, but we'll stay in here for like 20 more minutes. And if it's still stuck there, then we should again probably quit. But that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking.
Might be faster if it's the 8-hour one.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. That'd be pretty rough. Is he the Nathan Peterman of fantasy football? I think so. I think he's. He's the Tim Boyle's worse than Nathan Peterman.
You know who we did forget to pick Another
Boyle?
sleeper, McCole Hardman.
Did he even go? I wish you could.
I don't think he did because remember, like they could just gadget throw him with the Packers, or he might
Right.
like get a couple like special teams. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. We forgot about him. We probably should have written down who we liked yesterday, and kind of like instead of like hurrying and like trying to figure out, like we could have had the game plan. That's kind of like my thought process of going through all the ADPs on Wednesday, is to like have like a list to be like, okay, I like these guys in this round, so I'll target them unless like someone great falls to me. I think that's what you should do, because like with 30 seconds per pick, like you can't. It's hard to just make decisions in real time. Like you have to look ahead. You have to have a plan, I think, to be really good at it. And we were kind of helter skelter with that. But I don't know. This is the first time. I like, if I'm doing this in private, like I'm just doing drafts, like I definitely have a plan. I would have like fourth round these players, fifth round these players, sixth round these players, like. And like if none of them were there, then it'd be kind of screwed. But usually, like I'd get like one or two of them still there, you know. Let's see. Mike says, just got here too. John Sanders, sadly, no news on the soccer ban. Yeah, what are your thoughts on a soccer ban? Should Trump enact a soccer ban? What do you think?
What? Soccer ban?
It's an inside joke we have on here, but
oh, okay.
We are not fans of soccer here. So
gotcha.
Right. So it's not like a real thing that's being discussed, unfortunately.
I have played some DFS soccer, and I mean, I have no idea who any of the players are. I'm just like, all right, I'll just pick this player, and it's good. It was fine. I mean, it was like me playing tennis DFS. I'm like, who the hell are these people?
How do you have like projections you go off of?
I literally went with like, okay, if you like with tennis, it was like, okay, if you played against them and you have a better record or whatever, then I'll just pick you or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Or I would look at the like ceiling, and it's like someone was scoring like 90 points or whatever. And I was like, okay, you got a ceiling, let's try it.
Yeah.
That was about it.
How'd it work out?
Min cash.
Well, better than nothing.
I think I did hit like 10th place one time, and it was like maybe like a 10x or something like that, but I didn't throw a lot of money into it. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Actually, I googled Bobo Walter football fantasy football. I came up with this. This is back in 2008. I wrote, it's time for the Bobo fantasy update. If you don't know what this is, check out the worst fantasy draft ever. So I'll show that to you guys in a second. Bobo was actually tied 69-69 in the middle of the third quarter of the Broncos-Patriots game, despite the fact that he started LaRon McClain and Chester Taylor at running back. Unfortunately, Bobo's dreams came crashing down as Jay Cutler threw a touchdown, eliminating the possibility of his defense, New England, pitching a shutout. Bobo is now 2-5, not bad. But at least he was busy having sex with 100 girls at once and then purchasing 6'5" Stephen Hicks. I don't even know. I have no idea what that's all about. It's from the forum. Okay, I guess someone made a joke or something from the forum. I guess
Smoking Joe the Bobo. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Let me see this. Hold on. I think I have Bobo here somewhere. Okay, I have this. I'm gonna first of all let me check if this has moved at all. All right, 4 out of 12. We're moving a little.
Okay, we've got some hits.
Okay, all right. Let me copy paste this in. Okay, 2008, the worst fantasy draft ever. I wrote this in August 25th, 2008. Let's see. Bobo's name was Soldier Boy in this league. He takes Tony Romo round 2. So that seems like a little early for him. He takes Lavernius Coles in the 4th round. I think Coles was old at that point. I'm pretty sure. He takes Kevin Curtis, the receiver from the Eagles, in round 6. He was out till November. Kevin Curtis out until November. He took him in the 6th round.
I love the name Russian Rocket. That's pretty creative.
Yeah. He took Chester Taylor round 7. I don't know about that, but he took Fred Taylor round 8. His RB2 was Fred Taylor with Ricky Williams, Matt Forte, John Stewart on the board. He took Adam Vinatieri, kicker in the 10th round, Adam Vinatieri, of course. Let's see. I don't know what else. Deshaun Foster, round 13. I highlighted that. Sean Alexander, who was a free agent, round 14. He took a second kicker. Josh Scobie, round 15, backup kicker. It's so bad.
Oh my god!
You have to have your backup kickers. It would be fun to look at a 2008 fantasy draft. It really would. I don't know. I don't know if I could pull one up somewhere, but there are some interesting names for sure. It's always to say, yeah, you always like see some names. You're like, oh my god, I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't believe I had him on my fantasy team. You know, you always like forget these guys. We're 6 out of 12.
So the first time I ever was doing a fantasy draft, I actually got the 1 of 1. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I'm doing it. What should I do and whatnot? And that's when I actually found out about your site. I was looking at it, and I've been hooked ever since. And I just looked at pure like ceiling, and it was, and I decided to pick Aaron Rodgers. And the person sitting next to me was like, "Are you serious?" And this was like when it was Adrian Peterson was going off as well too. So Adrian Peterson was supposed to be like 1 of 1, but instead I picked Aaron Rodgers, and that was just like an Aaron Rodgers MVP year. And it was just like, so I don't feel bad picking Aaron Rodgers over AP that year.
Right.
And actually, that was the first time because I had Aaron Rodgers, and I also had Jordy Nelson was my last pick.
Oh, okay, interesting. I found a 2008 fantasy football draft. Let's take a look. There we go. I was on my site. I was in this draft apparently. I don't remember who else was in this draft. But we had LaDainian Tomlinson was 101, and Brian Westbrook, Adrian Peterson, Tom Brady, Joseph Adai, Marshawn Lynch, Steven Jackson, Marion Barber, Frank Gore, Clinton Portis, Peyton Manning, Randy Moss. Man, remember the days when it was all running backs?
Oh.
It's amazing how the NFL has changed. The only non-running backs were Tom Brady, who that was the year he got hurt in the first game and he missed the entire season. Matt Castle came in. Peyton Manning, and then Randy Moss. I went with Moss. So that was affected by Tom Brady too. So that was unfortunate. It's collateral damage there. Second round, Ryan Grant, then Larry Johnson.
Wow, that is nostalgia right there. Ryan Grant,
Terrell Owens, Willis McGahee, Reggie Wayne, Braylon Edwards, Fast Willie Parker, Lawrence Maroney, Jamal Lewis, Maurice Drew Jones, as Kevin Riley used to say, Andre Johnson, and Brandon Jacobs to round that round too. Let's refresh this to make sure we don't miss anything. 9 out of 12, so we're headed toward it. Round 3, TJ Houshmandzadeh.
That was my favorite Bengal of all time.
Yeah, I believe he's a coach now or something. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Ronnie Brown, Tony Romo, Steve Smith, Marquise Colston, Darren McFadden, Reggie Bush, Plaxico Burress, Thomas Jones, and Chad Johnson back before he was Chad Ochocinco. Used to be Chad Johnson. Weird that Houshmandzadeh went before Chad Johnson. It's I always remember Johnson being better. Round 4, Carson Palmer. So I did some stacking here. Torrey Holtz, Michael Turner, Ben Roethlisberger, Jason Witten, Brandon Marshall, Wes Welker. More collateral damage there from Brady's injury. Antonio Gates, Anquan Bolden, Edgerrin James, Ernest Graham, Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson was round 4. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Round 5, Roy Williams, Matt Forte, Matt Hasselbeck, Fred Taylor, Santonio Holmes, Rudy Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Bulger, Kellen Winslow, Tony Scheffler. I do not remember Tony Scheffler at all. Lendale White, Julius Jones. And then round 6, Sullivan Young. Wow. Selvin Young. That's crazy. Donovan McNabb. That was a bad pick, Selvin Young. Calvin
No,
Johnson.
Wait, it's Calvin Johnson's round 6. Wow.
I know. Yeah. Tony Gonzalez, Lee Evans, Matt Schaub, Greg Jennings, Jay Cutler, Hines Ward, Roddy White, Dwayne Bowe, Marvin Harrison. Let's refresh this as we go down memory lane. We're still at 9 and 12. All right, let's do a couple more rounds here. Donald the Duke and the Driver, Dallas Clark, Chris Cooley, Heath Miller, Justin Fargas, the old Raiders running back, Kevin Smith. Remember, the Lions had Kevin. The Lions like churned through all these terrible running backs. Phillip Rivers, Santana Moss, D'Angelo Williams, Vernon Davis, Joey Galloway, Todd Heap, and then Jericho Cotchery.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I know. It's like you hear these names, you're like, man, these people used to be in my life, with the fantasy football, and then not anymore. Chester Taylor, Lavernius Coles, Chris Chambers, Eli Manning, Jeremy Shockey, Felix Jones, Kevin Curtis, Bernard Berrien. Chargers defense went round 8 for some reason. Deuce McAllister, Algie Crumpler. Okay, round 9, we have Ahmad Bradshaw, Javon Walker, Sean Alexander, David Garrard, Seahawks defense, Bobby Ingram, Anthony Gonzalez, Donald Lee, Amon Green, DJ Hackett, Dante Stallworth, Rashad Mendenhall. And do one more round before I look at the comments with Arnie. Vincent Jackson, Jake Delhomme, Benjamin Watson, Giants defense, Reggie Brown, Jarius Norwood, forgot about him, Sammy Morris, Bears defense, Jason Campbell, John Kitna, Patrick Creighton, and Reggie Williams. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have no memory of Ernest Graham. He was kind of a bigger running back on Tampa. Frank Gore Jr. is on the Bills. Yeah, that's crazy. I just mentioned Frank Gore. Unfortunately, soccer will not be banned until after conclusion of the 2026 World Cup. The economic harvest of all the foreigners attending the many matchups in the States. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the case. David Garrard, he's always decent quarterback. He won a couple playoff games with the Jaguars. We are in the draft. We have pick 2.
Ooh.
So we are guaranteed to get Chase or Barkley. I starred Barkley just in case. So we have I Am the Kai is right next to us again. Pick 3. Here we go. How'd that happen? Like right after us. second time. What are the odds?
It's like the Office meme where it's just where Dwight's sitting there and then what's his girlfriend or whatever sitting next to me. He's like all happy.
Angela. Oh man, I love The Office. All right, we have a minute. Let's do 2 more rounds of this. Isaac Bruce, Kurt Warner, Owen Daniels, Packers defense, Tatum Bell, Derek Mason, Alex D. Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Brown, Colts defense, Greg Olson, Vikings defense, and Pierre Thomas, Nate Burleson, Leon Washington, Jerry Porter, Kenny Watson, Sidney Rice, Ronald Curry, Jeff Garcia, Vince Young, Brian Johnson, Ben Utecht, and Jabbar Gaffney. You remember these guys?
I Am the Key. These are all the late players that you want.
Right. Yeah. Tell me all the players you like late. Yeah. Look, I was about to, you know what? I'm like a little tired here. I was about to say like, oh, this is just a mock draft. Like, no, it's not. This is for real money. I'm so used to doing mock drafts on here. I'm like, yeah, I don't really mind it if someone snipes me in the mock draft, but like, no, this is actually like big money on the line here, $10. Actually, it's $200K to first, so it is kind of big money. Hopefully, someone in this draft wins the $200K.
Actually, J-Jax, I think I've seen him on leaderboards before, so I think he's a legit person.
Okay, I don't know. So Chase just went. Do you want Barkley? We didn't go.
Yeah,
Barkley.
Let's go with it.
All right. Sorry, I'm the Kai for sniping you there. Let's see if he goes Jefferson again. I'm the Kai. That's what he went last time. Maybe he switches it up to one of these third-year running backs. He took Bijan. So
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we are underway here in our second draft. The 2008 draft was fun. Yeah, it's always fun to like think back of the names that that we used to think about all the time, and then now we don't think about anymore, and then we hear it, and you're like, oh man, like I can't believe we used to think about how this guy's going to do. We don't even know like what he's doing now. Like, what is Ernest Graham doing with his life? Like, I have no idea. Could be doing anything.
And I think if I remember right, it was either 09 or 2010 was my first time ever dipping into fantasy football. And I think it would have been 09 because I would have been a junior in college.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think it was 09. It was the year. Well, no, I gotta think of it here. I was dating my wife at the time. Well, we were boy and girlfriend, so it would have been 2011, I believe it was.
Okay. So you never did fantasy in middle school or high school? You just only didn't. You started in college?
I started in college, yeah.
Okay. I started in middle school, so my first year in fantasy was like 94, 95.
Okay.
And my first pick ever was Jerry Rice. I took Jerry Rice in the 1 year that he got hurt, so I had him in like his worst year possible. I also ended up with John Elway and who else? I had Herman Moore as well. So I had some good players. Unfortunately, Rice just went down for the year. I also had Jeff Hostetler, and this was like before the internet, and so I had to call up our commissioner, this guy Joel. I had to call him up and tell him my lineup each Sunday morning. Like that's how different it was, and no one knew who won until the Monday afterward. At lunch, Joel would bring in the Philadelphia Daily News, and he would tally up the points. He would look up the stats and like tally up all the points, and that's how people found out if they won or not. It's a lot different now.
Yeah.
And like I remember, like Joel would like sometimes question my decisions. I mean, like I had John Elway and Jeff Hostetler. And like there was like a 3-week stretch or 4-week stretch where Jeff Hostetler was like on fire, and I'm like, you know what? I kept like being tired of seeing Jeff Hostetler at the top of like the passing yards for each week. I like, and John Elway wasn't. And I'm like, all right, Joel, I'm going to start Hostetler over Elway. And he's like, are you sure about that? You don't have that now with like the computer questioning you. But like, it was funny that like the commissioner would like question my decisions.
All right, we are definitely in a aggressive league because I mean you got Jacobs going way early. You got
different now, yeah.
So we're definitely in an aggressive draft. So we got to think definitely a different strategy here because we got 2 stochastic guys on here that I am the key in here that knows what we're gonna do, knows what we're gonna be doing. So
yeah, who's the second stochastic guy? I see T.A. Schlepp. Who's it's different. Okay, JJ Jax is different colors. That's how I got thrown off by that. All right, Brown went too. Not that we were going to take Brown because we have Barkley. So yeah, we have Josh Allen sitting here. If you want to explore taking quarterback early, but I'm not like crazy about it. We have Taylor. We can go double running back and see how that works. And then we'll have some receivers. Oh, Taylor just went, so I'm the guy took him. All right, the top guys left are Allen and Jackson. I'm gonna start this guy, but who are you thinking before we make?
I think one of them we may want Terry McLaurin. But I don't know if I would pick McLaurin over Tyreek Hill. But if we do want both, I mean that's not a bad idea. I mean, I get where Jackson Smith and the Jigba is there, but I mean you got 2 premium there as well, so. I don't mind Josh Allen there, unless if you want Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson possibly. I mean, that's a huge stretch, but
we're running out of time.
I'm fine with Josh Allen there.
You think about Bucky Irving?
Actually, I would pick Kyrie Williams.
Kyrie Williams over Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm pretty close on both. Why Williams over Irving?
I think he's just got more talent.
Okay. Yeah, I like both. I like both guys. All right, let's. This is an interesting strategy. So we're going to pass on the receivers, unlike some of the other guys. So we're gonna take Kyron Williams, and we're gonna see how this unfolds. We're definitely gonna need to draft some receivers after this, but
I think
I think since we had Barkley, it's a coin flip between Kyrie and Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where, we have a lot of diamonds in the rough that are a lot of value that we know that we're looking for. And, McLaurin actually hasn't been picked at all yet. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be shocked if he came back to us here. But
yeah, I would be shocked too.
Like right there, like Trey McBride, I would have not picked Trey McBride right there.
Well, I mean, in fairness, he's going much later than he did in the last draft. He went in the early second round in the last draft. So,
but I also wonder if both the Stochastic guys are going to go both receiver heavy too.
Oh, and yeah, maybe we'll see. I don't. I mean, I haven't been a member of Stochastic for about almost a year. Do they have best ball content on there? Do you know, or is like?
Yeah, they would have pretty much anything from what I remember them doing.
Okay. Yeah, I maybe that's something they recommend on there. We used to be sponsored by Stochastic, not anymore. Yeah, it was not a good ending to that relationship, but maybe something will be on the horizon one day. But I'm not a member of Stochastic anymore. Yeah, we'll see. Interesting to see if they go. If this guy goes receiver as well. Teach Schlepp. And you mentioned JJ Jacks is a guy you see on there. Yeah.
Yep, there's the corner right there. So yep, they're both definitely going receiver heavy.
Yeah, which didn't work last year. People went receiver heavy, and like the guys who took running backs did well, because it was an odd situation where the receivers were the ones who got injured and not the running backs. Which is
even if you want to look at our draft right here, I mean technically we have 3 running backs.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm not dying to stack anyone with Allen. Like,
I would consider James Cook with Allen. I would consider it.
Is he gone? Yeah, he just went. So, yeah, I think the best player to stack with Allen is no one. Because like his best games are where he runs in like 3 touchdowns, and like if he does that, no one else is doing anything.
Unless you have who's James Cook's backup that was your pass receiver.
Oh yeah. What's his name? Ty Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I consider him late round.
Yeah, he's okay. I don't know if he has like the upside though. He's like better in like weekly DFS because he's cheap and he can get you some like 8 points, 10 points that you need. Like here, like is he ever going to outscore Barkley or Williams? Like I'd be shocked if that happened. Like the guys you draft late have to potentially outscore your early guys. But like they're going to be consistent. That's why they get drafted late. But like that's what you're looking for. All right, so we're up after 3 picks. Although I do want to see what JJX does.
This is where I like Kyrie as well because I feel like if they're in a goal line situation, they're just going to give him the ball than trying to throw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have some good receivers here. We have Worthy. I don't want to take Smith because they have Barkley, but Rashee Rice is here. Godwin, Metcalf. Who are you thinking here? Kamara just went. We went Worthy last time, so I'm okay. Jameson Williams is here.
I mean, Jameson Williams, when he was healthy, I mean, he came out. He was very explosive. So,
we could take Williams and then get one of the Kansas City receivers because I'd be shocked if they both go to 408 Steeler. So let's go Williams.
Yeah, I like that.
And then although he took 2 receivers, so he may not take a receiver, but I guess you never know. Touched on J Jacks taking Hampton. I think that's I don't know. In round 4, it just seems like a misstep. But if he's like one of the experts on here, then so here Worthy went in before Rashee Rice goes to. But we could just take Metcalf if that happens.
Yeah, because that could have actually been a live situation where we could have picked both, and then you could have came back with Mahomes, possibly.
Yeah, I'm listing Rice here.
Well, actually, no. Go Laporta because then you can stack. Unless you want Sutton.
I don't want to go Laporta.
You don't? Okay.
If he falls to round 6, I'm fine. I think round 5 is too early for Laporta. He
Okay.
really struggled last year.
All right.
All right,
I think I would have still valued Sutton over, but I get it. I
am the guy. I took Sutton. There we go. There we
Yeah.
go. Let's see here. Some comments. Brees Hall stock slipped since last year, and yeah, talked about this on the show yesterday. I think that his receptions are going to go down because Justin Fields is a scrambling quarterback. Like generally, a scrambling quarterback doesn't thump off nearly as often as a stationary quarterback. By the way, Joe Mixon's great value there, 505, I think. Yeah, so Shakir in later rounds. Yeah, look, I look Shakir later rounds, Kincaid later rounds. So yeah, you can like I'm fine with drafting Bills. I'm just saying that like I think you're going to be okay if you don't stack Allen with anyone. You know, Ray Davis. Ray Davis is not like really a receiving back. You know, but I do get it. Like if you do want to have a bunch of Bills, then yeah, Ray Davis makes sense. He's another one of those running backs in like around 15 area who kind of makes sense because he has upside as a backup. Santa Fe has won 2 games since 2021. Jesse Okai. All right, so we have Hubbard, Smith. Who we didn't want to take because we had Barkley. I'm just kind of not like hating any of the picks here. There are a few that I don't like. Harrison at 312 seems too early. Hampton 408.
Yeah. Okay, so he went quick with consistency running back at compare and then went for explosive receivers. So okay, I see it. I kind of like that strategy. I mean, you got a high ceiling with that with T. Schlepp.
Yeah. Yeah, Metcalf just went 5'11". So we're considering him at 5'02". So I like that pick. Olave and Myers go. So we have 2 receivers. I think we still need to focus on receivers. We have 2 stud running backs. We have our stud quarterback. But as far as receiver goes, I like Williams and Rice, but you need to start 3. And generally, like receivers.
Another one.
Another one what?
Another receiver.
Oh, yeah. T. Schlepp has 5 receivers. It's kind of nuts. Jennings just went. That was hopefully our guy, although I am the guy may have taken him. So we are up soon. McMillan goes. Again, these rookies are just going too early. I think like there's so much hype with them. And I get like there's upside, but like I don't know. I think they're just being mispriced here.
This is why I typically don't do best ball until later. Just because I can get more knowledge from it.
Yeah, but this league locks at the NFL draft. So all right. So we are up. Your pyramid scheme.
I will say no to Waddle. No pyramid scheme. No.
What about Shakir with Josh Allen?
I will accept that.
Anyone else here as sticking down?
Oh, you're just on wide receivers. What's on running back? Just curious.
Aaron Jones, Judkins, Warren. I like Warren.
Yeah, probably Shakir.
Let's go. All right. So let's go Shakir. We're gonna be up after this guy makes 2 picks. So who are you looking at? We have Pickens, Pearsall, Reed.
A backup quarterback, maybe? Or do we
not yet. No, I think that with Josh Allen, like he's gonna.
Good call.
Who's gonna outscore him? You know.
I think you could probably pick Jalen Warren here. Who's your tight? Is there any premium tight ends? Probably not.
It's Kelsey Hawkinson. I'm not dying to take. We're up on the clock, by the way. So,
I like Warren there. I mean, you can maybe consider Hawkinson. I'd say Hawkinson or Warren.
I'm taking Warren. We can maybe get Hawkinson on the way back. There we go. Guy goes double quarterback here with Mayfield and Knicks. He is stacking them with Sutton and Godwin and Irving. Which makes sense.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we stacked Allen with Shakir, which is fine. I'm not like dying to stack Allen, but if there's a tiebreaker, it's fine. Yeah, so we move on here. We're in the middle, around 7. Pickens is a fine pick there. Who doesn't have tight ends? Just as we don't have one. The top 4 teams don't have tight ends, and then these 2 don't, and then these 2 don't. So it's funny that like with 4 tight ends were taken, or 5 tight ends, and one of them, Aaron Hernandez, has 2 of them, which is interesting. And then this guy took his second quarterback. Took his second quarterback before his third receiver and his third running back, which is, I don't know. I don't like the strategy. Like if you have Joe Burrow, like why are you taking Mahomes in round 7? I just don't get it.
Another receiver. Okay, he is definitely going through the no running back strategy. I mean, I get the Connor play there because you're going to get consistent. You're going to get like you're consistent, like what 10 or 12 points each week.
Right. Well, Connor can have some big games. I like his upside. Well, he did picking not having Connor in one of my lineups cost me what was it, $50,000? Did I tell you that story? It was like week 18 of 2023.
Yes, yeah, I do remember.
I had Connor in my lineup. I was listening to a stochastic show on Sunday morning, and they were like, oh, James Conner is gonna be the highest owned running back on the slate. I'm like, crap. So I'm like, who am I gonna pivot here to? I picked Zamir White, and Zamir White had a decent game. He had 80 yards and a touchdown or something. He got like 18 fantasy points or whatever. It was like fine. James Conner had 33 or 34 fantasy points. And if I had James Conner, I would have won the SPY single entry. I would have won 50K. Said I did not win 50K. I did not even win 4 figures. It was a sad moment for me. Because I had the lineup. I had the winning lineup. I moved out of it, though. Because some guy was like, he's going to be a high some guy. I'm like, it's stupid. In hindsight, hindsight is 50-50, but it was the single entry. So, like, I shouldn't have cared as much. What I usually do is I enter the single entry and I also put that lineup into the main contest just in case. What I should have done, I should have kept Connor in the SPY contest, and I should have pivoted to Zamir White in the contest with 100,000 people.
See, I've gotten kind of, maybe I've matured a little bit in the fact of like, if I ever had like $1 million sweat or something like that, and I knew it came down to like, are you going to make a pivot or not? It's like, I'm okay chopping it. I'll take the money.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you have to score a bunch of people though in the main contest. We have to decide who we're taking here. We have only 3 receivers, so I would like a 4th or potentially a 5th here. This is kind of rough for receivers. So we have Egbuka and Golden, like 2 rookies. Downs is here. I'd like Luther Burden, but he's a rookie. Pittman's interesting. Kirk is kind of interesting. Shaheed has upside.
Yeah, Shaheed does. Now he's gone. Oh, wait, no, he's still there.
He's still there. Tight ends, we have Njoku, Warren, Ingram. I think we can afford the wait.
Yep.
And then running backs, there's Robinson, Caleb Johnson, Pacheco. So same thing as last time.
Pittman is your wide receiver 1. So, I mean, I probably would go Pittman over Downs just in my viewpoint.
Yeah, we can do both, and then maybe get with one of our quarterbacks, get Richardson or something, or Daniel Jones. That's
a good point.
Let's go Pittman. Then again, I don't mind Downs or Shaheed. Do you have any preference here for the next guy? McMillan, maybe.
I think we try a stack. I think we can try a stack with Indy.
Okay, all right, let's do it. All right,
so we Pierce already picked yet?
No, he usually goes like round 14, so
okay.
We can get him much later. All right, so we have 5 receivers now, which I'm more comfortable with now. We have 3 running backs, like two great ones and 1 good one. As long as the Steelers don't draft a running back in the first 2 rounds, which they could, but at the same time, like Mike Tomlin doesn't like strike me as a guy who's like willing to bench his veteran in favor of a rookie, unless it's like Genty who falls to them. Like maybe then he does it, but like even then, like we talked about yesterday, like Bijan didn't even take the starting job from Algier as a rookie. Like they were like mostly 50-50. And like Jahmyr Gibbs was the backup. He's still technically the backup. Yeah,
I don't. I also don't hate in this case, like if we're since we picked Pittman and Downs, I don't hate picking both Daniel Jones and Richardson just as like handcuffs because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, they could certainly do something like what Pittsburgh did last year and played both Fields and Wilson. You never really know. So I mean, or maybe they'll mold Richardson into kind of more like a running back role. I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Yeah, I'm like Cordell Stewart. The only issue I have with that is like you're guaranteeing yourself a 0 every week with one of them. And I guess you are guaranteeing yourself points too, but like what if one sucks and the other one's just on the bench? Mm-hmm. Then like if those are 2 or your 3 quarterbacks and like you're only counting on the other guy, it just seems like you're kind of like boxing yourself in, you know. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Arkansas Texas Tech is going to overtime for those who aren't paying attention to that. Oh
wow!
I just have that on TV. Duke just won against Arizona, which kind of disappointing.
Whoa, Tucker Kraft, way reach.
There's where do we draft Tucker Kraft? Was it 11th round that we took him? Do you remember?
It was 11th or 12th.
Okay.
Well, okay.
I think it was late 11. I think it was late 11.
I think that same person also had Josh Jacobs. Yeah, that same person also had Josh Jacobs as well. So okay, I get it. I get what they're doing.
Well, they don't have Love though, right? Was Love taken yet? No, he wasn't.
No.
So why would he take Love over Charbonnet?
That's a good question.
Like there's no quarterbacks. I almost want to take Love in spite, and it's just I
mean, I would have actually picked Herbert over Love, but if you want to stack it, then you probably would have played Love, unless he was concerned with the fact of like he thinks that Josh Jacobs is still going to be your volume, and then you're going to get like PPR with Kraft, and that's about it.
Yeah, or he's just like drafting randomly and not paying attention. It could just be like kind of giving this guy too much credit. He could just be like a novice drafter and not really know what he's doing. You know.
I still like that Shaheed pick, but then I'm also thinking like that offensive line in New Orleans is just I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, sure, he's had a couple breakout years, but he could also just do nothing too.
Yeah. Well, we're up soon, by the way. Pacheco's kind of interesting looking at this. Or we're up now. We have 5 receivers. I don't think we need to take one. Tight end, there's likely Kincaid's there. That's because we have Josh Allen. I don't mind that at all.
I like the Pacheco pick there. What else do we have?
This guy's one running back, so we better take a running back because he's still double running back.
Pacheco for sure.
All right, let's go Pacheco and then maybe Kincaid because we don't have a tight end yet.
I don't mind going a backup and maybe picking Mason. I mean, in case Aaron Jones does go down again.
Jordan Mason? Oh wait, he's gone. He just got taken.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Swift is a starter here. That's interesting. I don't think we need a 5th running back though. Okay. All right, so Javonte Williams just went. There's Goddard, likely, Kincaid, Loveland, Pitts. I think
not Pitts.
I think Kincaid's far and away the best.
Yeah, I agree with Kincaid,
especially with Goddard maybe being traded.
So and we have a stack with him too.
Yep. All right, so we took that. Let's look at Ian Lakai's team and see what he's done. So he took Robinson, Taylor, Irving. 3 great running backs there. I love the Irving pick. Godwin, Sutton, Mooney, and McMillan are his receivers. So he stacked Godwin with Mayfield and also McMillan. He stacked Nix with Sutton. So it's good correlation. And also Evan Ingram. So he has that Denver stack too. So he has two stacks going here. I like this team a lot. I think I'm the Kai's pretty sharp drafter.
I have a feeling I know what he's gonna pick. Is he gonna pick Penix?
Because he has Bijan.
I can see him picking Penix here.
And Mooney, his Bijan and Mooney, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can see him picking Penix there just to round it off, and then coming back around with Algier, unless he wants to pick Algier first and then go around with Penix, because I could see people just like not concerned about Penix right now. So Algier would probably be a good pick for him.
What do you think about Aaron Hernandez's strategy to have more quarterbacks and running backs in round 11?
Sometimes if you're, I mean, she picked
Brees Hall and Chuba Hubbard. Those are only running backs.
Like, what is she doing? Like, you have Stephon Diggs, which I don't like this year. You have CeeDee Lamb, which I feel like it was a reach. I mean, you've got Dak Prescott, which
If you have Purdy and May, I don't think
why.
you need Dak Prescott. Like, what is happening? You need a third running back. Like, let's see what they do, but it's gonna be round 12. They only have 2 running backs. Penix goes. There's I am the Kai's dream of we don't know if he's gonna take Penix, but
Yeah.
there he goes. Yeah. So by the way, Alec Pierce just went. That's early. He usually goes like round 14.
Yeah.
Round 12 is a reach. By the way, the team 12 still does not have a quarterback. Although Jordan Love got taken.
It also may not have been a reach. They may have also saw our strategy and said like, okay, let's kick some of the keys out. Like, they're comfortable enough with their draft where it's like, okay, I don't want you to go full stack on. You know, I've been in a lot of drafts before where I've seen people like go all in on something and then someone screws them over and then they just immediately pivot.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Let's see if Aaron Hernandez drafts another quarterback. Let's see. Okay. We have a Trey Harris. Still no third running backs. Just kind of a bold strategy.
Well, we should probably start looking at what we're doing here too. Oh, JJ, that was pretty high.
All right. So I think anything but running back really. We have Tua, Darnold, Bryce Young, Cam Ward. I'm always going to start Cam Ward. You like Darnold?
I like Darnold there. Oh, actually, no. Remember we talked about Richardson and Richardson there.
Mm-hmm.
So
we don't really need a running back. Johnston, nothing stands out here. Palmer to stack with Allen, not like crazy about it.
we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to be aggressive. I don't mind Zach Ertz.
I don't mind Goddard. Like I think he's gonna be traded, but he's still really good. Like, he's falling because he might be traded, but he might not be traded. What if he's not traded? What do you think?
Well, we know Ertz came back for another year, so I mean, I'm gonna have you make the call here, but
Goddard. I think it's way too much value here in round 12. And then I think quarterback round 13 is where we should be looking here. Ertz just went, but we already have 2 tight ends. We should get one later, but I wasn't going to take Ertz at 1302. It was either Goddard or Ertz. I don't know. I mean, Ertz is like, I feel like his floor is higher at this point because we know where he's going to be. Like, Goddard could be traded to like a crap team, but what if like I said, what if he's not traded? I don't know. All right, so you want to go Richardson?
I think it makes sense with the stack.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so hopefully Richardson starts practicing and stays in shape, and then we'll have a great 13th round pick. And he's someone who could outscore Josh Allen. I'm talking about like getting quarterbacks who can outscore Josh Allen. Like, Richardson has had a couple or a few like monster games, so he could definitely do it.
I think this could be the rare time that you could do like 4 because we probably want Daniel Jones. And then maybe if we want to do like a Cam Ward or a Sam Darnold, and then round that off like whichever one is available at that time.
Yeah, I think if we take Jones, we have to take a 4th because of what I said before. Like, if one sucks and like we don't have the other guy, like think about this scenario. If Josh Allen's on a bye, and obviously if we have only Richardson and Daniel Jones remaining, one of them starting, and like what if he has what if he has like a 7-point game? Like we have nothing at quarterback that 1 week, and that really hurts you. So like I think if you do go the Richardson Jones route, you also have to get a 4th quarterback.
Do we know if I saw Keenan Allen got picked up? Do we know if he got re-signed by the Bears or
no? He's still a free agent.
So I'm actually shocked that the Packers haven't gone after him.
Well, he plays in the same spot as Jaden Reed. You know, that's kind of a weird fit. Like they're both slot receivers.
I guess
the Packers need like a downfield burner.
They do need a true number. They do well. Josh Jacobs said it that they need a true number 1.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're probably still your best true number 1 on that team right now is Dobbs, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't. They don't.
Cam Ward just got picked.
He did. Okay. Interesting to know. By the way, Aaron Hernandez still has no 3rd running back. They took Jaden Higgins. Interesting strategy to only have 2 running backs in the 14th round, but that's maybe this is Bobo. Maybe Bobo changed his name to Aaron Hernandez. He's like
maybe this is Algier.
Oh, here you go. Neil. He took Neil. He took a bunch of rookies. I don't think this guy's winning, or girl, whoever it is. Okay, so I want to start Garendo. He's like one of my favorite like mid-round guys. Receiver, we have Wicks. You know, you like him.
Yep, I like Wicks. What about Kareem Hunt?
So I don't know about Kareem Hunt. Like he may not win the starting job or the backup job. I don't know.
Okay.
Sure, Sanders. We need a no. We have 2 quarterbacks already.
I mean, you have Derek Carr. You have Winston.
These guys, I'm fine taking later. All right, we're up. Let's say Garendo. I think he's by far the best option.
Garendo.
All right, so we have 5 running backs. We need a 3rd tight end. We need a couple more receivers. We need a 3rd quarterback. Let's look at receiver. No one really stands out to me. There's MVS, but he's later on. I don't know. Anything standing out?
Tight end, we talked about Noah Gray.
Well, it's Dontavian Wicks once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he can get 5 or 6 tight end or touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he could always you always want the spike weeks, and Wicks has shown us that he can have spike weeks.
Yeah.
Especially Watson's gonna be out for at least half the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Let's we had a couple of comments here. Sue says more points in second half than first half of Duke game. Yeah, look, Duke had a great performance. It kind of sucks. When I did my NCAA tournament predictions, I just assumed that that Flag was going to be out for a while, but apparently not. Like he was ready to go and he's 100%. Is Brock Bowers by himself in tier 1 for tight ends? I would say so. I don't see who else. Like we see when McBride was taken as the 2nd tight end both times in both these drafts.
I almost feel like McBride is just like people just remember him from a couple of years ago going off. It's like, well, what else has he done?
Yeah, look, he had a great year last year. If you don't count touchdowns, he did have a couple touchdowns at the end in the final 2 games, but he just couldn't score. But no, I mean, he did have a great year otherwise. But he's not even close to Bowers. I don't think there's anyone near Bowers at this point. And the Kai says if he makes it, I might have pushed him too far. Don't know who you're talking about there. And Arkansas is way ahead late. Annoying. My bracket depends on them. Well, I will rooting for you then. What is that on TBS? I'll turn it on my TV here. And we'll see what happens. All right, so Kareem Hunt goes. That's you talked about him. Yeah, minute left. Texas Tech just took the lead, 83-81. All right, we're going to be in the 16th round in the second, so we have 5 picks left. We have 2 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 receivers, 2 tight ends. So we need 1 more quarterback, 1 more tight end, and then 1 more running back, and then 1 more receiver, and then the 5th pick could be anything else, except for, I guess, tight end. I don't want to have 4 tight ends, so I feel like there's no need to do that. It's kind of looking at like how these roster breakdowns are going. The Jay Campo finally took a quarterback. Let's see who they took. They took Geno Smith. He's their only quarterback. So that's it's a bold strategy, Colin. Let's see if it pays off. Like this. So he didn't. Who did he stack? Did he stack with anyone? Does he have any Raiders? He has Myers. Okay, so maybe he does know what he's doing. He's not like some novice, but anyway, I don't really like how his team panned out. Brendan Ayuk he's coming off 2020 ACL. That's a nonsense pick. Like, it should not be.
He could also be like 100 drafts in already, and he's like, all right, I'm just going after the teams I haven't played yet.
Yes, Texas one. Sorry, Cassandra. Yeah, as I kind of missed the last few seconds, but it looks like the Arkansas guys are really upset. It's kind of rough to win 2 games and wait all week and then you lose right away. I don't know. That happened at Penn State when I was there my first year. Penn State made it to Sweet 16. They upset North Carolina in the second round.
This Aaron Hernandez is definitely either a bot or someone that went in there purposely to take something, because this makes 0 sense. You're taking all of this some sort of collusion or what?
Is he one of the Stochastic guys? Just
I wonder.
Well, I mean, at least we're real people. So if they're colluding, that helps us too. Algiers still here. Is
Hunter Henry's there too.
Hunter Henry's there. Yeah, we need a quarterback tight end. Any quarterbacks? Shador Sanders still there. Aaron Rodgers, Winston, I think we get Daniel Jones later. Yeah, I'm all for taking Algier and Henry.
I think you go Henry. Well, let's see. What's our tight end situation? Kincaid, and that's it?
No, we have Kincaid and Goddard. This guy is 2 tight ends already. Is he going to take a third? I don't know. I think I'm fine passing on Henry now and then getting in a couple picks.
So go for Algier. Yeah, I agree.
So Algier, and hopefully he doesn't take Henry. And then we'll be fine at tight end. Let's see who he takes. I do like Higbee there too, from Mind the Kai. So he goes Ollie Gordon, and then Jake Beck. So yeah, we got our Hunter Henry back, and so we closed our tight end room with Kincaid, Goddard, and Henry. Yeah. So we still need a third quarterback, and then a receiver, and then a wild card late. So. What do you think about our team? I think our team's looking pretty good. We went the opposite of what the Stochastic guys goes. We waited on receivers, but I like our receivers. They're not amazing, but Rashee Rice, he can have some monster games. Williams can. Shakir is pretty consistent. Pittman Downs, and then our running backs are great. Allen's awesome. I like our team. What do you think?
I do too. I actually really like this.
Yeah. I think it ended up pretty well. Walt versus Stochastically will be fun to follow. Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, it's not. I doubt these are the guys who actually work there. Unless, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it would be fun to beat the guys who work there. Because I don't know. I don't want to say much more on it until more happens. But yeah, I mean, that was so. I thought we were gonna have a good partnership, and they kind of did not at the end, just didn't go well. But that's all I'll say. I'll say more later. Just that there might be some stuff in the works. But anyway, Elijah Mitchell. Kareem Hunt's going way earlier than Elijah Mitchell. I think Elijah Mitchell is more likely to win the backup job over Kareem Hunt. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but Kareem Hunt was so inefficient last year, except at the goal line. He was good at the goal line, but every other play, in between the 20s, it just kind of sucked. I don't know. But Mitchell missed all last year, so I don't know. So it'll be an interesting backup role competition, I think, in Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they just have a lot of bodies. Like they have a lot of like known players. It's like, well, what are you gonna do with all this? Like, but I guess Mahomes does spread the ball around. Does spread the ball around, so it's like everyone could just land up with like 1 or 2 touchdowns the entire season. It's like, okay, well, you're winning all these games, but no one's really a fantasy darling on this team.
Yeah. Shador Sanders just went. Braylon Allen went. 17-11 seems a little late for Allen, just given the potential he has. Like, if Brees Hall goes down, Allen, where does Allen go? Like round 4, round 5, round 6, maybe. Like, so I always love taking these backup running backs late, just because like.
Oh, there's DeMar Douglas.
Yeah, I'm like DeMar Douglas is like I said, there's just no upside with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like is what upside's like 15 points, which is like great if he's 4K, in regular DFS. But like here, like 15 points is not going to outscore most players. Like on this team, 15 points is not going to outscore Thomas, Adams, Moore, Metcalf, maybe Waddle. You like Waddle, but that 15 points is not going to make it to the lineup in most cases. You want those guys who have like their spike weeks are like 25 or 22, 25, like where like Dontavian Wicks, we took him, like he's had some 17 to 20 plus fantasy output games. I remember that. So yeah. All right, so yeah, we're up in 3 picks. Let's decide what we're doing. Daniel Jones is still there. Winston's still there. So if Jones goes, I think Winston's fine. There's also Aaron Rodgers. I want to designate him as a star. Who else is there? We need another receiver. Tank Dell, no. Isaiah Bond is he's creeping up. I think he's going to go. I think these rookies go early, but like Isaiah Bond, I'm kind of interested in him.
I'm actually surprised because we talked about yesterday how people were going to draft NWI too early, and now he's still there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to do much. All right, we're up now. Do you want to take Daniel Jones here?
Well, Daniel Jones or MVS, but if we want to complete the stack, then maybe we want to stick with Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Well, this guy has 7 receivers. Let's go Jones, and hopefully MVS falls to us. All right, we took Daniel Jones. We did the Colts stack. We got both quarterbacks.
Yeah, the only one we didn't get was Pierce.
Yeah, well, he went too early. He can't win everything. And yeah, they don't really have a tight end. Adnan Mitchell, well, maybe Adnan Mitchell we didn't get. Yeah, so much for him not taking a receiver. He just took his 8th receiver. Just love when you like try to like handicap this. It's completely wrong. All right, so we have MVS. Would you rather take someone else, or what are you thinking here?
I think we can pick MVS.
Okay, maybe get Winston or Rodgers late.
Let's see. Is there any? Go back to wide receiver again.
Dell, Tolbert, Bond, Yuskevich.
I mean, you have Yoshi, but he hasn't really done anything either. Yeah, let's go MVS. He might actually be like wide receiver 2 on that team.
Yeah, and like I said, he's the sort of guy who can outscore the top guys.
Unless you wanted something else, pick up Jake. You want to pick up Jake Bobo?
Again, we'll be the guys raising Jake Bobo's ADP. That's like that. Maybe that's like what you do. It's just like you just keep taking crap guys at the end. Their ADP rises, and then people are like, oh, we got to take this guy. And then,
I wish there was like some sort of like emote or something like this on that people can do. Like they can't chat, but they can do like some sort of like emote.
Yeah.
And then, like you pick Jake Bobo, and then everyone just like starts flipping out, like what the heck, sort of thing.
That would be funny. I wish they had that too. It's such a shame you can't communicate with people. Like give them like a thumbs down or like a poop emoji. I think that would be nice. Sandra says Arkansas just had 7 seconds tied down 2. They didn't even get a real shot off. That sucks. Okay, I thought they worked there. I don't know. They might work there. But no, they have this thing on Stochastic. If you run their avatar, and like you finish in like the top 10 or so, I forget what it is exactly. They'll give you like a free month or something. That's like the promo they do. Like a lot of these sites do that. If you have their avatar, then they'll give you some stuff. Yeah. So I mean, like, so they don't necessarily work there, but they might work there. You never know.
So is there now that we kind of completed all of the stacks and everything, is there one player that's going to draft, like it doesn't matter where this person goes, you feel like this could just be a deep sleeper, like you'll be a starter, you'll see him on the field, could possibly do something and just shock everyone, or like as someone commented on here, who's the Puka Nakua or something of that sort?
I was just to say Isaiah Bond. He's going way too late. He could be potentially first round pick.
Okay.
I think second round probably. He's in the second round of my draft. Where do I have him? Let me see exactly. I have him at number 38 to the Patriots. Now, if he goes to the Patriots, like,
Aiden O'Connell before Aaron Rodgers. What world do we live in?
That's pretty wild.
That is wild.
That's his only other quarterback.
You might want to screenshot that. That is crazy.
He has the two Raider quarterbacks.
Oh my gosh, he definitely was on a mission to go after the Raiders here.
Yeah, look, Tucker, Meyer. He did get. Oh, he got Bowers too. Okay, so he got Bowers. He got Myers.
Yep,
he went all Raiders.
He was on a mission.
Whew, I don't know about that. Like, I mean, fine. Like, sacking the Raiders is fine, but like, you might want to get another quarterback who's not.
Are we sure this isn't Tom Brady drafting?
That's right. It's like Tom Brady. Pickett goes. Interesting. We're up.
James
All right.
Winston, I guess maybe
we got our guy James Winston. There we go. All right, we took 4 quarterbacks. Like I said, if we took the 2 Colts guys, we wanted a 4th quarterback, which I guess makes sense.
You know, the other thing that we could have done is kind of what we talked about, or kind of what I mentioned yesterday too, with like if you really really like this team, you could have picked like right there. You could have picked like Christian Watson, and like maybe like okay, you got a playoff push. Then maybe he just like comes out and just all he does is just catch touchdowns. You know, you never know.
Yeah. No, I like that strategy. It was just like I just hate the torn ACL. You know, if you're drafting in August and some guy hurts his shoulder, then I actually like that strategy. But ACL is pretty rough. So
unless maybe you're actually going for a full Green Bay stack, like you know how this person went after a Raiders stack. Like if you're going for like a full Packers stack, like I could see it.
I look. I mean, if it's 20th rounds, like you know, there are worse picks you can make. Like I mean, who's bad here? Actually, like Theo Johnson at the 2005, it's pretty good. I think Aiden O'Connell is easily the worst pick. Like, why make that? I don't understand. Like, this guy's only gonna have Geno Smith. Like, come bye week when Geno Smith's on a bye, he's gonna have a 0 because Aiden O'Connell's also on the team.
Yeah.
And like half his team is Raiders. He's going to have 0s all across the board. He took Nick Chubb at 15-12. The guy's not even on the team right now. I don't know. This 12 team I don't like. He did take Tucker Kraft a little early, so maybe he gets like points for that. Harrison was early. Ayuk's coming up 20 CL. This Jay Campo guy not looking pretty good. Not looking good at all. As far as like Jay Jacks, he took. I don't like some of his picks, like Hampton too early, Cup terrible. His quarterbacks not bad. Murray, McCarthy, Darnold. He took Ray Davis. I like as a sleeper. Ray McLeod seems like a nonsense pick. It's like, what's he gonna do? Like score 5 points every week? Like he's not gonna ever make it into your top scorers.
Mm-hmm.
Savion Williams.
What about the other stochastic guy?
So he's the one who took like 1 million receivers early. Right?
Yeah.
He took Neighbors, McConkey, McLaurin, Evans, Addison, Reed. I feel like you don't need Reed there. Like it just.
Yeah, I agree that you don't need Reed.
It's too much. Like you could stop at Addison. Just stop.
I almost feel like Reed. I almost feel like Reed there was more like a nostalgia pick.
Yeah, I mean, look, he probably remembers. He's like, "Oh, this guy had an amazing game against the Eagles back in Week 1 last year." You know?
Like, okay, so he picked Reed there. So I mean, I would have even though I don't like playing Waddle, I probably would have picked Waddle over him. Or I actually, if he wanted to like
Nice.
complete something, he could probably pick like Brian Robertson Jr., Stevenson. I mean, you could have got Hawkinson or Andrew. I don't even know what's going on with Andrews there, but maybe like a Hawkinson or something else. I mean, he did get Njoku there as well, but it's like I feel like he had a lot other picks that you could have done there. You could have actually he could pick Aaron Jones right there, and I would have been uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, I was just about to say you could have taken Jones and then Pollard and have 3 good running backs. Or you could have gone Hawkinson. You could have gone Pollard, Hawkinson, Pollard, Andrews. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah, like Pollard, I think Pollard there seemed like a reach.
Yeah, he ended up with 4 quarterbacks too: Herbert, Penix, Ward, and Sanders. I feel like Sanders is overkill. There's no need to take Sanders there. But we did do tight end and Njoku likely and Schultz. It's okay. Not it seems not great. It's not bad. It's not great either. All right, I guess that's it. Unless you want to look at the 6 hole with 10 rookies this bowl. Yeah, that's was that yeah, that was Aaron Hernandez. This team. No third running back until round 14. He took his third quarterback over his third running back, which is as a bold strategy to say the least. I guess that's about it. We're past 2 hours, so
and it's officially midnight, so I'm officially 36.
Happy birthday! It's 1 a.m. here. Yeah, happy birthday. Hope you have a great birthday. Any plans for today?
Well, my wife is out of town on business, and my in-laws are going to take the kids for a sleepover, and so
can I go to your house?
What's that? No, not sleepover at my house. No, they only live like 5 minutes away, so it's not like it's too far away. But they even asked the same thing. So like, do you have any plans? I was like, I might just sleep 12 hours.
Dude, that sounds nice. I used to go to Vegas all the time. I go once per summer to enter the Super Contest, and when my wife and I used to go back when we were either dating and then our early marriage, we would have a lot of fun. We'd always go to. My wife would always make the plans. So we're doing dinner this night. We're going to the show this night. Going to another show. We're doing this haunted museum we went to once. She'd always come up with plans. We're going to downtown Vegas with a friend we know and out there. We'd always have these plans, right? And now I go by myself, and I swear, the highlight, I'm like, man, I got to sleep for 8 hours. This is great. I don't sleep more than 5 hours any night, just because I have to work at night and I take care of the kids during the day. And I used to be able to work during the day, and now I can't really do that. I can work until they wake up from their naps in the afternoon, and then 4 o'clock onward, I can't work unless it's like football Sunday where I have to, but I don't get to work, and so I have to work at night, and so I don't get to sleep at night. I get to sleep at 6 a.m. or so, and then I'll wake up at 10:30 or 11. But when I go to Vegas, I'm like, oh man, I get to sleep 8 hours, even 7 hours sometimes. Great. It's funny how things change. Sleeping 8 hours seems like such a luxury now.
And I'm the type of person that if I'm not driving, I'm passed out. So if we're going someplace, I would rather just drive, just because if not, even on a plane, I'll fall asleep immediately on a plane.
Oh, really? I'm always on a plane, I always fall asleep for 20 minutes, and then I wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So I have to stop.
Well, I sleep really hard too. So it's I would rather if I know it's gonna be a short flight, I'm gonna force myself to keep my mind busy. But if it's a long flight, I'm just gonna fall asleep, because that's all my mind wants to do is just fall asleep.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Okay. I feel that's about it for tonight. I have to get some work done.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks Butters for coming on once again, doing this.
No problem. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun for sure. We should do some more drafts as the weeks go by and stuff like that. So maybe Nuggets can join us next time.
Yeah.
We have some shenanigans. So that'd be fun. And
we almost should start tracking, kind of we see that the ADP is kind of going one way, and then maybe we get kind of more of just an analysis okay, ADP is saying this, but then when you start getting into like an aggressive draft, like in this one, like what are people doing when they have that mindset? Like, are we have people going after certain stacks, or are they just kind of seeing what's going on with the board and they're like, okay, I actually have to go. I have to actually force myself into a reach here, even though I'm going to be losing on this, like those sorts of things.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we could definitely do a lot of analysis on that too, and I'm sure you and Nuggets will be on in a couple weeks for the Masters preview as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below. Share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. Butter, is anything you want to shout out for your shout
out? If you want to follow me on Twitter, I just have a small following. It's just Butters336 DFS, and again, just kind of small following. Just focus on fantasy football and golf. So
okay, I posted it there. So Butters326 DFS. Follow Butters on Twitter. And yeah, that's about that's it for tonight. We'll be back on Saturday with Tom. Sure, we'll have some interesting stuff to talk about as always. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. And Butters, happy birthday once again. So
thank you.
Yeah, of course. So all right, guys, have a great night. Have a great start to your weekend, and I will talk to you on Saturday.